Today, we're diving into a classic story from Ruskin Bond. It's all about trust, betrayal, and how a single choice can change literally everything. This is our look at the thief's story.
So, let's start with the big question at the heart of this whole thing. Can one single act of kindness, just one, genuinely turn someone's life around? Let's see how Ruskin Bond tackles that.
All right, so where does it all start? Well, like a lot of good stories, it begins with a chance meeting. We have a thief on the prowl for his next victim, and he thinks he's just found the perfect, easy target.
Let's meet our two main players, because they couldn't be more different. First, there's Hari Singh. Now, he's only 15, but don't let that fool you. He's already a pro, an experienced thief who's always changing his name to stay one step ahead. And then there's Anil. He's 25, a writer trying to make ends meet. He's just a good guy. Kind, super trusting, maybe a little too careless. The perfect mark, right?
So Hari, he walks right up to Anil and tells this little fib, says he knows how to cook. Now, Anil can't really afford to pay him, but he makes a simple deal. Hari can work for him in exchange for food and a place to sleep. But then Anil throws in something totally unexpected. He says he'll also teach Hari to read and write.
And this is where it gets really interesting. You'd think Hari would be grateful for a fresh start, right? Nope. He's thinking, wow, once I can read and write, I can scam so many more people. His intentions are, from the very beginning, completely self-serving. Education is just another tool for his trade.
Okay, so the stage is set. This strange, fragile relationship starts to form. But that trust, even though it's pretty one-sided at this point, is about to be seriously put to the test.
Then, one day, it happens. The moment Hari's been waiting for. Anil, the struggling writer, actually gets a big break. He sells a book, comes home with a big wad of cash, and what does he do? He just casually tucks it right under his mattress, right in front of Hari.
But here's the thing. Something's starting to bother Hari. He thinks to himself that it's easy, even fun, to rob a greedy person. They deserve it. But robbing someone like Anil, who is just so trusting and honestly kind of clueless about it, well, it takes all the satisfaction out of the job. Anil's kindness is actually making things complicated.
So, what are we talking about here? 600 rupees. Now that might not sound like a fortune, but for Hari, it's everything. It's enough cash to live like a rich man for a week or two and just disappear. The temptation is huge.
Hari starts trying to justify it to himself. Besides, he thinks, Anil doesn't even pay me. So the plan is hatched. It's super simple. 4 easy steps. Wait for Anil to fall asleep, grab the cash, get to the station, and hop on the 10:30 express train to Lucknow. Easy peasy.
The plan is set. The money is right there. But what happens next? In the middle of the night, with the rain pouring down, well, it's going to change absolutely everything.
And just like that, the first part goes off without a hitch. He slips his hand under the mattress, snags the notes, and bolts for the station. He gets there just in the nick of time. The train is already starting to pull away. His escape is literally pulling out of the station.
He's right there. He could have easily made the jump. He's just a few feet away from a new life, a pocket full of cash, freedom. But for some reason, he freezes. He hesitates, and the train leaves without him. So why? What stopped him? And as he's standing there on that empty platform, it all comes crashing down on him. Sure, he's got the money, but he has nowhere to go. No friends, no family. He is completely, totally alone. He thinks about it. He could live like a king for a week, or he could learn to write whole sentences for the rest of his life. That promise of an education, it all comes rushing back.
He just wanders over to a park and sits on a bench, getting soaked by the pouring rain. He pulls the notes out of his pocket, and they're all damp and limp. And that's when it hits him. The real prize wasn't the 600 rupees. The real prize was the future that Anil was offering him, for free.
So that realization, sitting there in the rain, it leads him to do something that goes against his entire life's philosophy as a thief. And that decision is where we find the real power of this story. He makes up his mind, he walks all the way back, sneaks into the room just as quietly as he left, and slips that wet bundle of cash right back where he found it, under Anil's mattress. So, the next morning, Hari wakes up, Anil's already up, he's made tea, and he doesn't say a single thing about what happened. Instead, he just holds out a 50-rupee note and tells Hari that from now on he's going to get paid a regular salary. But here it is.
This is the whole point. As Hari takes the money, he feels it. The note is still damp from the rain the night before. And in that one tiny moment, Hari knows. He knows that Anil knows. He knows everything.
And this right here is the heart of the whole story. Think about it. Anil could have called the cops. He could have kicked Harry out on the street and nobody would have blamed him. But instead, he offers him a job and keeps his promise to teach him. It's this incredible moment of unspoken forgiveness. It's an act of trust that's way more powerful than any lecture or punishment could ever be.
The story ends with Hari smiling at Anil. But you see, this time it's different. It's not one of his fake, practiced smiles that he uses on his victims. For the first time, it's a real, genuine smile, because he understands that Anil's quiet act of kindness just saved him from a lifetime of being a criminal. And really, that's what this whole story boils down to. The idea that goodness and kindness aren't weaknesses to be exploited. They're actually these incredible forces that can radiate out and truly, fundamentally change a person for the better.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? Anil gave Hari a second chance, completely free of charge. So I guess the question I want to leave you with is this. What is the true price or the true value of a second chance?